I'm really happy that we're here talking about treaties. In fact, there's been so much movement made over the last several years to raise awareness around treaties, and that's good. It's important that we do that. But we also need to raise awareness around Métis people's experience with regard to treaty. And unfortunately, that story hasn't been told yet in Ontario. In Ontario, the history with regards to treaty has been, where there's been an effort to settle land or to make way for settlement, treaty commissioners were sent out to deal with the Indigenous people that were on the land. Then this was essential in terms of the expansion of this country. And the people that were on the land were First Nations people, and across many parts of Ontario, Métis people as well. Unfortunately, with regard to the Métis, treaty commissioners were over time, over and over, explaining that they didn't have a mandate to deal with treaty, to treat with Métis at all. In fact, it was the First Nation leadership and Métis leadership that both came forward to say, we want to talk with you. The Métis leaders were told, we don't have a mandate to deal with you. And in fact, First Nation leaders insisted as well as Métis to say, you need to deal with these Métis relatives of ours. And of course, the commissioner said, I don't have a mandate to deal with you, but don't worry, I'll come back. And that was in 1850. They've never returned. And in fact, the experience there of the Métis people on the ground, the treaty commissioner said, I don't have a mandate to deal with you, but don't worry, we'll protect your land lots, your river lots, where the Métis had established their homes and their farms along the water. And in fact, they weren't, not only were they not protected, what the government ended up offering to the Métis was the opportunity for them to buy back their lands. They were allowed to purchase their lands. And of course, for many Métis, financially, they weren't able to do that. And so over the course of just over a decade, you saw a thriving Métis community of well over 200 dwindle down to just a few families. Those Métis people ended up being pushed off the land, and this is part of our history all across the country, being pushed off the land into road allowances, into crown lands. And in fact, those people ended up continuing to live off the land, continuing to live the Métis way of life. With regard to treaty, this is actually something that I think we all have a responsibility to be aware and to be engaged and to be talking about treaty. In Ontario, because of this history of exclusion, this has been a challenge for Métis, period, let alone a challenge for Métis women. Having a voice to talk about treaty is something that has been a challenge for us.